YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in the Octavian's Rome campaign. Tomorrow will be Pergamon campaign, the next day will be Macedon, and it's going to continue to alternate until we finish. And then, of course, that one will be removed, and you'll get to see the others more often until they're finished. I will finish all three of these campaigns before Attila releases, so that when Attila releases, we can transition nicely into that. Some of you have asked me whether I'll do more Rome 2 campaigns when Attila is released. If that's what people want to see, then yes. But I'm also going to make sure I leave plenty of time to record Attila for the people who want to see the new game. So hopefully that makes it clear on what I'm hoping to accomplish there. So let's pick up things where we left off on Octavian's Rome, which was basically dominating Antony's forces within Macedonia, Thracia, and I always say it, Achaia, or Greece, or whatever, yeah. So there are some Pontic forces that came in behind me and are causing me a little trouble, but it's nothing we can't handle at this point. We just need to get up there and kick some Pontic butt, basically. And this army of theirs is just outside of my ambushing range, I think, unfortunately. But let's see. At least we can keep them from marching down here further, so let's go ahead and see if we can get lucky and actually reach them. No. Piece of dog do. Oh well. Yeah, so these troops, I'm going to bring them down here to keep Pontic troops from unloading. And I'm not talking about their bows, about getting off the boats. And let's see. This set of Pontic troops here is likely to try and take one of my cities on the next turn. And if we look at Piscule, I mean, the defenses are probably... Well, I do get an Evocati cohort, so they may not have the easiest time with that. Both of these cities would end up with an Evocati cohort for defense. Let's go ahead and move this army in this direction, start getting them in position to be able to assist. I can't reach this army with my spy either, so let's just kind of bring them to a midpoint. And that will basically allow me to have them completely pinned in. So I had this small army here because we are still at war with the Gaetuli. And it looks like I was ready to hit Tingis. And hit Tingis we will. So I have half my movement points, which is enough to get this job done. Basically, I just need to beat the Gaetuli into submission. Looks like the better part of their troops are over here, and that they're getting quite surrounded by the Celtiberian Confederation, which I would imagine is also at war with them. No, they're not. Interesting. Huh. Well, one would think they would be at war with them. Well, the Gaetuli are not going to want to start a fight with the Celtiberian Confederation, I do not believe. Which should allow me to smash Tingis, cross to Gades, and do the same thing. And there is one more Gaetuli settlement down there. But let's go ahead and hit Tingis. And their defense here is just absolute dog crap. 10% kills must be from the towers, because it certainly isn't coming from their troops. So that ought to pretty well help the Gaetuli pay for their wickedness and treachery. I'm going to trash all these buildings. I should have raised it. The public order was already not so good, so it'll be alright if we don't. Yeah, and we're going to want to get rid of that Gaetuli agent too. But for now, and there's a small Maori fleet over here pestering me. The remnants of the Egyptian fleet that had taken Ilaria has now sailed off. So we may want to consider... I'm not going to spend any money until I make sure I'm not going to get any patchy factories. That fleet can't move. Let's actually go into my settlement scroll and just check for just such an occurrence here. My food is through the roof, so updates... Basically, I can run whatever updates I need to at this point. Okay. Anthea. So that ought to handle... making sure I don't have any patchy factories there. And some of you, what's a patchy factory? It was a creative name that one of my viewers came up with in the comments for slums. Slums are what happen if you don't build a building. You go through enough turns, it'll turn into slums, and essentially it decreases, I can't remember if it increases public order or decreases it. I think decreases, but it also takes a huge chunk of your food supply. So apparently all these plebs in the slums are thieving your food supply. I guess that they're all a bunch of dirty thieves, but that's what happens. That's what Apache Factory is, in case you were wondering. Good question, by the way, because I can see how someone who doesn't watch my videos turns this on and is like, what this idiot talking about? The Apache Factory, moron. So yeah, it'd be something like that. Maybe I was a little too sarcastic there, but I think you all get the point. Let's see. Round to Jupiter. Probably don't need like a ton. I might build one that, yeah, maybe gives me a little bit of wealth bonus there as well. So as far as these armies go, looks like the 7th Legion and Octavian's 1st Legion are pretty much ready to sail over to Ephesus. And it's probably not real likely that I'm going to come up against any strong naval resistance. And it also looks like this fleet is ready to conquer Gortyna here. It says that my chances aren't so good, but I mean, it's mostly because they have quite a large fleet. But if I land these legionaries, they will not be able to stop me. And if they come ashore, it's also not going to work out for them. So, got a little plan here. Let's go ahead and fight this on the battlefield. This ought to be interesting. Do a little bit of naval invasion. Yeah, so their fleets is mostly raiding ships, which means that in a ramming fight, my men ought to do quite well, but you can't always count on that. The AI gets quite the little bonus when it comes to ramming, especially in these higher difficulties, so getting into a ram fight is not particularly what I had in mind for this battle. I'm going to try and bypass the enemy navy and just go straight into a landing with all of my legionaries, and then I will simply... This deployment is quite large. Maybe we'll do so over here. So yeah, let's get all these ships full of legionaries and jam them up here in the corner. And we're just going to make a break for the shoreline with these guys. And we will just set up basically a screening defense here. Put a couple over here closer to these ships. Small ships in the center. And then we'll back them up with my artillery ships, who I'm going to put up close to so that hopefully they can get better shots. Okay, now let's get all of my infantry ships selected quickly. And we're going to immediately give them land orders. And we're going to go run disturbance here. And switch to standard shot, sail forward. Get the raiding Himolias forward. And our Quincurims forward as well. It looks like the enemy navy is actually turning tail and running as well, which that is not a smart move for them. They would certainly want to fight me at sea. Because if I get ashore with all my troops, they are going to be in trouble. I do not believe there's any enemy cavalry around either, which means that there's not a whole lot of point in even trying to bring these ships into a naval brawl. Let's just move over here. Hopefully all my ships will be able to land over here. Okay. I'm going to keep moving my artillery ships forward and see if I can sink one of theirs here before it lands. I am getting shots off. I don't know how accurate or lucky I'm going to get here, but if I sunk this veteran legionary, that would be pretty sweet. Oof. We're getting quite close to doing so. Another hit or two and it might be enough. Come on, hit them. Yeah! Sink them. Sink them. Oh, come on! Get the job done. Nope, they're gonna get ashore. That's okay. I'm just gonna leave my artillery ships up here on fire at will to harass the enemy that's already ashore. And we'll continue to move my fleet around into another landing position. Essentially, it looks like we can land right here. So I'm going to give them orders to do so. And that means that my artillery ships are going to be all the support I have for the moment. can't tell if they're firing on these troops or not, but we've killed 20 of the veteran legionaries. That'll definitely be a help. Yeah, there's my legionary cohorts. And my general is an Evocati cohort. So that'll be nice. I mean, that's definitely going to be a help. And it looks like we're firing on those ships, but it's not doing a whole lot of good. And somehow my artillery... Oh, it's one of those ships is a tower ship, so my artillery vessels are coming under fire because even after the ships land, their towers stay active, which is rather stupid, but definitely happens. You can see that they're almost about to catch one of them on fire, so I have to flee away from that situation. Yeah, I guess a couple of men stay behind to man the archery tower, just to maximize nuisance. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little so I can get my skirmishing vessels over to a landing zone. I'd like for them to assist my infantry, if at all possible. I would hope it's possible. And I'm going to bring these artillery ships up to potentially fire some shots up through the harbor here into this blob of troops that's on the capture point. Okay, my raiding vessels are nearing... Let's see if I'm outside of range of that tower. I'm not seeing any indications that I'm being fired on just yet. Let's actually move these ships in here really close where I can get some nice shots. Okay, and over here, looks like some of my skirmishers are starting to come ashore. These are going to be my levies. And then all my ships full of velites, and that is a lot of velites. That is 420 velites about to come ashore. And my artillery ships are going to be very close here, so hopefully going to be fairly accurate. As accurate as an artillery ship can be at this point.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Okay, let's see. Velites coming ashore. Let's watch one of the Velite units come ashore, get some sweet cinematic action. Oh yeah! I think I already told you I'm going to do some upgrades on my computer. I don't think it'll change the graphics a lot, but I just want to make sure that I can really max out Attila. I do have a solid-state drive and some faster RAM on the way, which some people are going to say, you don't need faster RAM. I'm just going to give it a shot because I have an i7-4770K processor, which I've seen some reports posted that says that it actually can gain some performance with the faster RAM, so I bought some 2400 megahertz RAM. DDR3, of course, not going for any DDR4 yet. That stuff is insane. And, yeah, insanely expensive, mainly. But, anyway, maybe eventually. I'm going to go ahead and open fire with my artillery here. We just ended up hitting this ship. Let's actually... Oh, actually, you know what? I wonder... No. I can't attack ground with an artillery ship, unfortunately. Let's just attack some of their skirmishers here. And let's see. As far as bringing in my troops for an assault, let's split them. We're going to bring up 4 legionaries this way. My Evocati general. And let's bring the rest of my legionaries in from over here. And then all of my skirmishers, I just bring them in from one side.
Our general is under attack.
And it looks like my artillery ships getting some hits. I wouldn't say it's wildly impressive, but hey man, they got a lot of ammo to burn, and by gosh, I'll burn it. Let's see if we, yep, scored a hit there. I know it's less accurate. Part of me wants to turn on flammable round just so I can see the hits a little easier. Let's try firing into that blob with flammable round, see how that works. The enemy skirmishers are a concern for me. Yeah, that's all. Well, there's one Illyrian raiders and some mercenary peltists, so that might not be a bad target if I can actually hit them. We'll see. My ships have yet to fire. They may not have line of sight. It says they're firing. Yep, there we go. Got a nice flaming round through there. Actually hit those mercenary Thurio spears as well. Every unit that I start to shoot at starts to move as soon as it gets hit, so I might have to just keep switching my target to hit something that's stationary. And let's see. Yeah, I don't know where the computer came up with the idea that it was going to do particularly good in this battle. I think they're on crack. Something has to explain it. Not sure what that something is, but
Legionary cohort.
let's bring 2 legionary cohorts that way. These 3 keep pushing to this point. These 4
Legionary cohort.
will push here.
Double time.
There's a pretty juicy looking blob of skirmishers right here. Let's go ahead and fire at them. I don't think I have a good line of sight on that one. Oh yeah. That shot was a little bit long. Oh, I got into the back of those veteran legionaries there. Didn't kill any of them, unfortunately. And it looks like this ship is having some glitch out issues. I'm going to target the veteran legionaries for a while, see what happens. And they are moving skirmishers to the vicinity of all my heavy infantry, so I'm going to pull back over here. I can't afford to be getting showered with javelins.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Now my ship is missing and actually doing more damage than before, so that's pretty nice. Okay, let's bring my skirmishers up and start giving these guys some grief.
Advance at speed.
Let's first bring my levies up. Let them fight out the first bit. Just gonna let my artillery ships keep firing away at that veteran legionary. Not even sure all of them are firing. We've gotten a couple of hits on it, it looks like. My shortfalls are hitting their mercenary peltist and other units that they have in the capture center. Let's see, go back to my army. Yeah, this is certainly a large number of velites.
At the double.
Okay. Alright, we're now completing an encirclement. Golly, learn how to shoot, you sucky ships. Alright, I'm just going to switch it back to standard round because they are missing absolutely everything. Maybe I just need to get a little closer. You go there. You go there. You go there. Maybe that's a little close. Maybe right there. Okay. So my levies are duking it with these enemy levies. Made it sound like they're having a crapping contest, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to leave all my ships on fire, Will. Just let them fire away here. And these enemy skirmishers are over here biting it. It's taking more ammo than I would have liked. Let's take these guys off fire at will and target so we can be more effective. Really? My 3 volleys killed 1 guy. I forget what kind of insane bonuses the AI gets. Look, I've emptied almost all the ammo on 3 units of levies and killed in total maybe the same amount for 1 enemy levy, so clearly they're not going to be giving me a whole lot here. Whoa, what's the enemy doing here?
Quick march. At the double.
They don't want to come out here, I don't think. Alright. Move up my
One of our units has
velites.
used all its ammunition.
Okay, so the enemy is actually like sallying out against me now, which is a huge, massive, gigantic, stupid mistake. Because I'm just gonna chase them back. And they're gonna get caught here. Getting a little bunched up here, but be okay for the most part. I do need reinforcements. Let's come to the town center and let's start moving these guys across, and let's move these guys in behind, because there are going to be a lot of javelins trying to rain crap down on me from back here. going to go back into formation attack because I'm coming up against some veteran legionaries, which are actually going to win versus my men because of the difficulty settings. Okay, you guys really need to not be walking because my men are over here getting beat down. Even my Evocati cohort is getting quite beat down against these veteran legionaries. Oh, that's not good. Is my general dead? Part of me... oh, unless you can only use these abilities as an admiral, maybe, whenever they're originally an admiral. They are over here just beating the death out of my men.
Our men flee the field of
I'm sure they do.
This is a shameful display.
Yeah, I'm getting beat down hardcore here. And somehow they've gotten behind me. Yeah, where they beat that unit down, now they're behind my general. This is not good.
Legionary cohort! Legionary cohort!
Some mercenary Thurio spears engaging me. Yeah, they actually kind of caught me in a decent position here. And because of their superior stats, it's going to hurt me quite badly. Let's see here. Yeah, my general is now actually being routed.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Sons of Mars!
Okay, well, I've got more legionaries coming.
At the double!
And I've got a lot of Velite ammo.
Double time! Melee troops! Legionary cohort!
Let's see what we can do here. Their own Velites are getting a lot of shots, but a lot of them are trapped.
Engage! Advance at speed! Legionary cohort! Quick march!
These legionaries are already dying because they're up against two veterans. Oh, there's also an arrow towers over here that are firing on me. That's brilliant. Let's see if we can get a decent angle and try and hit the enemy general without doing quite as much damage to my own guys. Let's see here. Getting the Velites in position. I've got quite a bit of numbers here, but there are definitely some decent enemy units still left there.
We await your command.
I'm going to mostly focus fire on the enemy general, feeling that if I can kill him, I might be able to end this fight sooner. Though I'm guessing my damage to him will actually be quite limited. It's okay. It's going alright. Every kill I get with my Velite is one that my legionaries don't have to worry about. And it's hurting his morale as well. Yeah, we are slowly, well, actually not so slowly, but steadily bringing down this veteran legionary. And I'm not worried about all these enemy skirmisher units. They're not what's killing me here. Units like those veteran legionaries are what's killing me. Okay, save some ammo. I'm gonna need it.
Ready for orders.
Okay, that really hurt the enemy troops here because they lost the bulk of their good melee troops. No, stop firing. I don't remember giving you another order. Maybe I did. Okay, the enemy missile troops are now getting chewed apart. They have levies. I lost quite a few men in this fight, though. That's okay, we can retrain. This blob of enemy troops here has been pretty difficult for my men to overcome. Pull those two units back out of that fight because we're blobbed up. Okay. I can actually just try and throw those guys through the breach. Those freaking arrow towers on those ships are ridiculous. Those mercenary peltists are starting to tick me off because they're getting a lot of kills. But I am going to ignore them with my infantry and shoot them with my Velites so that I can just focus on a surrounding maneuver here. And that's going to end up getting them out of the way.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Okay, all the enemy troops are surrounded here. They've still got their stupid peltis, though. Throwing javelins at me. Gonna return fire.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Alright. I always forget that I have this campaign on that difficulty setting, and I sometimes highly underestimate what the enemy is capable of. Like, even now, with them severely beaten, fighting down to 3 men. Another veteran legionary here that's obviously just been over here beasting my men apart.
Missile infantry ready.
This fight was actually extremely close, all things considered.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
There we go. And the last veteran legionary is going to be routing. They had a lot of veteran legionaries. Anyway, it was a costly victory, but a victory. And, well, I guess we killed a fairly large number of enemy troops. I don't know where they came up with so many veteran legionaries. There's one on that ship. I guess they must have had a couple within the garrison. Calls it a Pyrrhic victory, that's fine. Again, we'll get all of my Velite units back. A few of my assault units will survive. And we'll just go ahead and rebuild that fleet as needed. But that's what I wanted to use it for, which was invading a settlement. Weak ones, I guess. I wouldn't be able to invade a very powerful one, but it could also be handy when assisting my armies with a fortified port or something like that. Yeah, we only lost 3 ships, so I'd say that was pretty good. So they had 3 veteran legionaries in total. Yeah, no, 4, because there was 2 of those ships. That explains it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and occupy, and let's see what they got here. I don't need this Temple of Neptune. We can turn that into something more useful. Other than that, I don't see anything wrong with the structures in that settlement. And let's see. We could cross over to Nicomedia, but I should probably wait until this army finishes retraining just to be safe, because we don't know how many reinforcements that Antony's Rome might possibly have. Let's go ahead and end a turn, since I have yet to get to a turn in, but we do have quite a bit of things to take care of before then. Make these guys better rammers. Make this fleet's admiral get more authority, I guess. Don't really care, because I don't get too into what the admirals have or don't have. And let's see. That should be it. Let's go ahead and end this turn. Kind of see where we end up. Pretty happy with the progress we've made here. Our income is down because we're not doing as much trading, but I have a lot of very nice armies, so all things considered, my income is very good. It's like Octavian's Rome, or Octavian's Rome, Antony's Rome is sailing off. I don't know if that's a fleet of transports or what, but we're going to need to intercept it. We don't want them to come land somewhere behind where we've already conquered. But that's going to also leave Nicomedia unprotected. So far, they've done just a terrible job of protecting their settlements. But I don't know that we've ever really known the AI to be particularly good at protecting its settlements. Numidia continues to work for me. Those guys are doing great.
I hope that this offer of coins will be taken in the right spirit of
Pontus wants a peace treaty. They're at war with Royal Scythia. They're not at war with anybody that I care about. And it would get them out of my land temporarily. I'll accept their offer. They'll be back, so we'll keep an eye on them. They're probably going to go retake Olbia and then try and declare war on me again. Had no idea Thrace was still alive, but apparently they have an army. Okay, trade agreement with Roxolani is dissolved. Doesn't appear that it had too large of an impact on me. There is a Thracian spy here, though, that we should probably get rid of. See what our best chances are of actually succeeding here. That one looks better. Oh wow, actually got the assassination. That was pretty sweet. Why are the Royal Scythians raiding in my province? That's really kind of you. Appreciate that. Jerks. I don't have anything there to get rid of them with either. So a lot of Pontic armies still near my territories. I'm going to leave a couple of armies here in the north to help deal with that, because I think I have plenty of armies to move east. So let's just force march our way back down here. And then this army. Let's go ahead and upgrade these Legionary Cav. Wow, they have some excellent charge there. Level 3 horses. Actually, it doesn't look like it impacts their charge. Armor, apparently, or something. And maybe it's their speed or something else that I can't see as well. So essentially, I've got 4 armies basically waiting to cross the Bosphorus. I think that's what that's called. I could be wrong. Is this a transport? No, that's an enemy fleet, so it's far too dangerous for me to put to sea with Octavian when there's a powerful enemy fleet roundabout. Far too dangerous. Wow, we can actually get avocati assault ships now. That'd be pretty sweet. I'm going to snag a few of those to replace the boats that I lost. And I do have an army here in North Africa as well. We're going to need to build those structures up. And before my next episode, I'm going to go ahead and look through my provinces. I know this may not be the most exciting thing, but again, just check to make sure that I don't have any structures that need my immediate attention. As far as not making any slums, or as I've said, affectionately called patchy factories. Probably need an amphitheater here. Let's see, yep, got one going right here. That what I was gonna... you know what, I'm gonna throw a pit mine in there because I've got so many farms right now that it really shouldn't hurt anything. Wealth from commerce and agriculture. I think we've got things... Oh, almost. Can't forget Tingis out here. Throw in a military port. Those structures, barracks, and I'm out of money, so I need to go back and cancel one of my buildings that was just an upgrade. Give me just a moment and I'll figure that out. That one, there we go. Now we should be able to come back down here to Tingis and finish that so we don't end up with a patchy factory. Germania Minor, Arcanesis, Africa. Okay, so we're all set there. That is all the time I have for this turn. We made a little bit of progress. On the next episode, we're going to invade Asia Minor, and then Octavian will go ahead and sail across. I'll probably send him to Rhodes, and then maybe on to Cide. And then I'll send that the 7th Legion there to capture Ephesus. And of course these armies, I'll pour 2 of them in and head towards Pontus, and then bring the others south to Pessinus, Pergamon, all those different places. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing off for now.